This is not a lessons learned video. This is a video about things that I'm actively unlearning in my 20s. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Wamba and I am back with another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Wamba and you can let me know welcome back. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing that I would really want to unlearn is the need to rush life, because I thought my 20s was just a checklist, like job, money, stable relationship or marriage and stability. But little did I know that's not how life works. Social media has this pressure of making people feel like other people are ahead and you're behind, and it just puts an uncertain pressure on me. And I think it's one thing that I want to start unlearning, because it's not helpful and it's mentally draining. Because with the way social media is, you start to compare your behind the scenes life with people's highlights. People's timelines are not my timelines, and the earlier I accept it, the better for me. I'm also trying to unlearn the pressure of trying to catch up, because what am I rushing for? Like, what really is the rush at the end of the day? Also starting to realize that growth is not always linear, and God's timing and my timing will not always match, and that's very much okay. Just because my life is quiet right now, that doesn't mean it's stagnant. Me having to settle with that idea and trusting God to say God's timeline is not my timeline. I want to be in a place where I'm not always low because of what I see people doing on social media, or I feel like I'm behind and whatnot. I want to take my life the way it is and just live life at the end of the day and not feel any pressure to catch up with literally anything. The second point would be unlearning that love has to hurt. Growing up, most of us learned that love is uncertainty, anxiety, that if you're not hurting, then you're not loving intentionally or deeply. And I feel like this comes off from society as well, because people put it in that aspect to say, no, in love you have to endure, you have to do this is how life is, this is how love is supposed to be. In my 20s, I start to realize that constant emotional pain is not passion, it's actually exhaustion. Society shouldn't tell you what love is supposed to be. You should have to know what love is to you, what love means to you. Trying to unlearn that I'm not supposed to dwell on society's demands, societies of how things should be. And I'm also starting to learn that butterflies should not feel like fear. The third point of the things that I would love to start unlearning is unlearning people pleasing. The thing is, people would want to say, oh, I don't people please, I don't do this, but there are certain acts that you do that actually are pleasing other people. I'm trying to unlearn that in my 20s before it's too late and I look back and say, oh, I've lived my life living for other people, not myself. You know, sometimes I would say yes, just not to disappoint people, and then at the end of the day, I'll end up stuck up or feeling like I don't want to do it. But for the sake of putting other people first, I would always say yes, just to not disappoint them. I'll over-explain, over-give, and over-apologize. I'm unlearning the beliefs that boundaries make you selfish. Do not make you selfish, they just make you who you are. I need to start unlearning to please people at the expense of my happiness or at the expense of my peace, my boundaries, my personal space. Not everyone will like the version of you that has boundaries, and that is okay, because that is for you and not for everybody else. It's okay to have boundaries, even if it doesn't satisfy other people, because it's not about them. It's about my boundaries, my peace, and protecting my mental health, my space, my happiness. Learning that saying no doesn't make me difficult, but it just makes me honest, because I'll not sit here and lie just to please you. So fourth thing I would like to unlearn is unlearning survival mode. For a long time, you guys, I was just pushing just for the sake of surviving, just for the sake of getting it done. Be it in relationships, be it at home, be it with friends, be it with school. Reaches a point where it's just exhausting to be in survival mode, and it's time to just at least live for yourself and not for what's happening around you. We have responsibilities, we have this, we have that, but survival mode, no. You don't want to look back and say, all I did was just struggle, and I never really had time for myself. I'm starting to unlearn to not fully live in survival mode, because certain moments are just meant to be left and not worry about what is not going to happen correctly or what might end up being so perfect. But I just leave and, leave the rest for God to handle. I'm unlearning the idea that you have to suffer to get good things. Don't get me wrong, we know we have to work hard. You're working hard, you're working towards your goal, you're not being lazy, you're not just sitting around doing nothing. But give yourself a break. I don't want to live a life that I have to recover from, where I look back and I'm like, I wish I did things differently, living a life of regret because I was always in survival mode. Yes, I have to work hard, doesn't mean I have to be reckless, but I also have to just live a little. Yeah. The fifth thing I would want to unlearn is unlearning harsh jokes about myself. So here's the thing, I'm quick to advise other people, but then neglecting myself, if that makes sense. So I'm quick to encourage others, but then I'm hard on myself. I'm one person that would easily encourage someone, even when I'm in a bad situation. I will want to make the other person feel better and be like, everything is gonna be okay, it's a matter of time. But deep down, I'm dying. It's more like I am saying those things to somebody, but I want somebody to say those things back to me. I'm always hard on myself. I have these expectations about myself. I am self-critical about myself, with certain insecurities that I have, certain things, but I need to take it slow sometimes. I just need to live life and be like, okay, things will work out. I'm unlearning self-criticism and choosing compassion, because if not me, who will? I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me. I have to start with me. It starts with me. People will address you, how you carry yourself, how you move. Positive talks, affirmations that are positive, and not always think of the worst case scenario or criticizing myself because, oh, I don't look like this person, or I don't look like this person, or I don't have this kind of dressing, so I can't do this, I can't do that. No, I want to unlearn to have harsh talks and be very positive about myself, about the things that I want to do. The fifth point that I would want to unlearn is trying to understand God's timeline for me. I have to unlearn this idea of thinking God is disappointed with me, because I'm not perfect, and God calls the imperfect. He doesn't call the perfect. He wants the unperfect so that he can make it perfect in his own way. I know it can be hard to believe that, but especially if you're going through tough times, crazy things are going on, things are not going your way. But we have to understand that my timeline is not God's timeline. My timeline is not my friend's timeline. Trying to unlearn that God is punishing me or God has forgotten about me, I want to get that out of my head and just start thinking in the way that God would want me to think, to say he wants me to learn something from this situation and he wants me to get better at something. That's why this is happening, or there's a greater cause as why this is happening this way. Unlearning is very uncomfortable, but it's very necessary for literally everybody, not just me. There are certain habits that we keep holding on to, but we have to let go as we grow. We have to let go, we have to let life be, we have to live for ourselves. We have responsibilities, yes, but we also have to live for God. First things first, because that's why we're on this earth. You might be in your 20s and you're feeling lost, feeling behind, feeling discouraged. You're not broken. You're just becoming the better version of yourself. And I feel like that needs to happen to shape the person that you are going to be or that you want to be. Because unlearning certain things makes you learn better habits to improve yourself, to improve the person that you want to be, to improve mentally, physically, emotionally. It just helps you become who you want to be, the it girl. I would like you to comment down below to tell me one thing that you would like to unlearn or that you have unlearned, and I would read them. Maybe I would learn from you. This was just a short video to just tell you guys a little bit of things that I'm trying to unlearn in my 20s before I look back and regret and say, I wish I did things differently. I wish I took a different route. I wish I unlearned certain habits, certain things, and certain traits. Yeah, you guys, that's all I have for you in this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. Don't forget to share, and don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!